How would you then say it came about that these values and systems were eroded and we got to the stage where it was all classified as idolatry?
Yes.
Especially when we brought in the concept of religious faith. And how do you cope? How do you begin to change this mindset? Because if you're talking to in a country such as Nigeria, where you have two major religions,
yes, which we all have decided which one to pick, right? So for someone like me,
and how do you begin to tell the story when you have to go and visit a shrine and someone says, isn't that idolatry?
Yes. So the thing is, it really depends on perspective. What is the most important to you? We have community people who have never heard of Islam or Christianity. We still have them to this day. In some communities in the grassroots, I've experienced some of them myself, where we've had to even take clothes to them because we felt the way they were living was not the best of ways. But you see, it does not delete who we are, right? If you know that this is what you had. We were having arguments on some of the movies we see, right, in the Western communities. So, for example, you have the likes of Thor, who had a hammer and used thunder. So if you go to the Yoruba, it's the Shango, for example. You have the goddess of the water. So all of these things have been turned around into mythical stories that the world has changed for their own benefit. But these are things that existed. We had rules and regulations in almost all of the cultures that we had. They all had a system, whether it was religious, they believed in something. Whether it's based on the community, they believed in something. And when these things are deleted, I'll keep saying this over and over again because we need to remember who we were. We cannot say that obviously we're not going to take on or accept the external influences. Whether we like it or not, it's here to stay. It's not just about Africa. Religion is something that cuts across the global community. But it's a spiritual journey for each individual. I was brought up by a Muslim dad. My mother was Catholic growing up. So for someone like me who's open-minded about what religion is, you tend to see spirituality ahead of everything else, humanity ahead of everything else. Today, a lot of the issues we have globally are connected to these belief systems where people think they are above the other, where we have serious extremism because you want to be a part of this community and this is what you're holding on to. And it's causing a lot of rift. And I think if you look at the way Africa was with the different kingdoms, the different emirates, the belief systems were there, but we still believed in oneness.
Okay.
We still did. And our hope is to tell these stories from an open-minded perspective so that people can say, oh, so this is the thought process. This is why we're dropping this to take on this. There's a good and bad in everything. But we cannot accept to say that everything we have or are is bad.